In question number 6, it says a box has 3 dimensions and all 3 dimensions are given and we have to find the volume. So let's write the dimensions in their proper form. A is 3/4 of a meter, so it's 3/4 meter, and B is a recurring decimal, so it's 0.45, and it is written in dot notation. We can also write it as 0.454545 and up to so on. Now to get the fraction of 0.45 where 45 is being repeated, we can multiply both sides with 100. So on the left side we will get 100b, and on the right side we will get 45.454545 and up to so on. Now we can subtract this equation 1 from equation number 2. If we subtract, we get 99b on the left side, and on the right side we get 45, because whole decimal part of equation 1 can be subtracted from equation 2 and whole decimal part will be removed. Only we get a whole number, and finally we will get 45 over 99. Now we can simplify both numerator and denominator by dividing with highest common factor, which is 9. And if we divide by 9, we get 5 on the top and 11 on the bottom. So actually B was 5/11 meter. Now let's find C. C is actually 0.55% of A. 0.55% can also be written as 0.55 divided by 100, because we can remove the decimal symbol and divide by 100, times A. A was 3/4 of a meter, so it should be 3/4. If we multiply using calculator, we get 33 over 8,000 over there. Now to find the volume, let's multiply these 3 dimensions. So the volume will be equals to 3/4 times 5/11 times 33 over 8,000. Now if we again use calculator, we get the simplest form of our answer, that will be 9 over 6400 meter cube. The unit of the volume should be written in cubic form. Now let's proceed to next question. In question number 7, it says, is 1/2 closer to 0.36 or 0.63, where 0.36 and 0.63 are written in dot notation. These are recurring decimals. So we have to show working. So before finding the distance of these two numbers from 1/2, let's first convert these two numbers into fractions. So first of all, let's suppose that x is equivalent to 0.36, where 36 is written in dot notation. We can also write it as x is equal to 0.3636 and up to so on. Now we can multiply both sides by 100, because we will get the same decimal part after that, and we will be able to convert this number into fraction. So if we multiply both sides by 100, we get 100x on the left side, and we get 36.363636 on the right side, and up to so on. Now if we subtract equation number 1 from equation number 2, we get 99x on the left side and 36 on the right side. For further simplification, we can divide both sides by 99, and now we can divide both numerator and denominator by the highest common factor, which is 9. So if we divide both by 9, we get 4 divided by 11. So actually 0.36 is equivalent to 4/11. Now we can convert 0.63 into fraction. So let's assume it equals to y. So y is equal to 0.63, and 63 is being repeated, so we can write 0.63, 63, 63, and up to so on. We can multiply both sides by 100, because we will get the same decimal part after that, and then we will be able to subtract. So let's multiply both sides by 100. We get 100y on the left side, and on the right side we will get 63.6363 and up to so on. Now we can subtract this equation 1 from equation number 2. If we subtract, we get 99y on the left side, and on the right side we get 63. And if we divide both sides by 99, we get 63 over 99, and now we can divide both numerator and denominator by 9, because 9 is the highest common factor. So we get 7 divided by 11, and this is basically y means 0.63. Now let's find the distance of 1/2 from 4/11 and 1/2 from 7/11. So distance of 1/2 from 4/11th. We can subtract 4/11th from 1/2, and by using calculator, we can finally write our answer as 3/22. Now let's find the distance of 1/2 from 7/11th. 7/11th is more than 1/2, so that's why we will subtract 1/2 from 7/11th this time. So distance of 1/2 from 7/11th is equal to 7/11th take away 1/2. And interestingly, this is also equals to 3/22. It means 1/2 is at the middle of 0.36 and 0.63. So we can finally conclude that 1/2 is at the same distance from both numbers. Now let's proceed to next question. In question number 8, it says given that 0.57 is equal to 19/33, and they want us to write 0.357 as a fraction. So it's easy. First of all, let's suppose that 0.357 is equals to x, where 57 are the recurring digits. So first of all, let me bring this decimal point just before the repeated number. So if you want to bring this decimal to its right, we can simply multiply both sides by 10, because only one digit we need to shift it. And we will get 10x on the left side, and on the right side we will get 0. And we get 10x on the left side if we multiply, and on the right side we get 3.57, where 57 is being repeated. So as we know that 0.57 can be written as 19/33, so let's break this decimal. Means we can also write it as 3 plus 0.57, where 57 is the recurring decimal. And on the left side we have 10x. Further, we can replace 0.57 with 19/33, and on the left side we get 10x. Now if we solve the right side by using calculator, we get 118 divided by 33. And further, if we divide both sides by 10, we get x equals to 118 divided by 330. And further, if we divide both numerator and denominator by the highest common factor, or we can also use calculator to simplify, we get 59/165. So this is the final answer. Like we can write 0.357 as 59/165. Now let's proceed to next question. In question number 9, they want us to write these numbers as fractions. It's very easy to write down both numbers. First of all, let we do a part, and let assume it as equals to x. So here 9 is being repeated, so we can also write it as 0.999 and up to so on. Now we can multiply both sides by 10, because this will make it easy to subtract the decimal part of equation number 1 from equation 2. So it will be 10x equals 9.999 and up to so on. Now if we subtract equation number 1 from equation 2, we will get 9x on the left side, and on the right side we get 9. Now if we divide both sides by 9, we get 9/9, means x equals to 1. So 0.9 can be written as 1. Now we can easily do b part, where we have 0.49, where 9 is being repeated. So we have dot notation. We can assume this number equals to y. Now we can also write this y as this equation as y equals to 0.49999. And let's bring this decimal point just before the repeated number. So to bring it there, we can multiply first of all by 10 on both sides. We will get 10y on the left side, and on the right side we get 4.999 and up to so on. Now to make the same decimal part, we can further multiply both sides by 10. We get 100y on the left side, and on the right side, by multiplying with 100, by multiplying with 10, we get 49.999 and up to so on. Now we can subtract this equation 1 from equation number 2, and we will get 90y on the left side, and on the right side we get 45. And now if we divide both sides by 90, we get 45/90, or if we simplify, we get 5/10. And further, if we simplify, we get 1/2, means we can write 0.4999 and up to so on as 1/2. They want us to comment on answers. So basically, in both problems, here we were dealing with 0.9999 and up to so on, and here we were dealing with 0.4999. And interestingly, 0.999 and up to so on was exactly equals to 1. Before that, we never solved such problem where, and even we did not ever imagine that 0.999 and up to so on can be equals to 1, and also 0.4999 is exactly equals to 1/2. So these were unique problems. Now let's proceed to the next question. In question number 10, it says a food label shows nutritional information for an individual apple pie. So we can see this information that is provided to us very carefully. And in A part, it says the bottom figures show that 19.2 gram of sugar is 21% of recommended daily amount. Like this is just 21% that is shown over there. How many gram is recommended daily amount? So the representation is just of 21% of the total amount. So let the recommended daily amount be X grams. And according to the given information, it is just 21%. So we can write that 21% of X is equals to 19.2. Now to work out for X, we can just divide 21 by 100 times X equals 19.2. We have replaced off with the multiplication sign and we have multiplied 21 with X. Further, we can just solve it. First, we will multiply both sides with 100. So on the right side, we get 19.2 times 100, and then we will divide both sides by 21. So on the right side, we get the product of 19.2 and 100 divided by 21. And finally, we will get 91.4 grams. If we solve with the help of calculator and we just round off, we get 91.4 grams, means this was the total amount that is recommended. Now let's solve its B part. In B part, it says, what are the daily recommended amounts of fat, saturates, and salt? So first of all, the representation or the given information says that fat, the given information about fat is 12%, that is 8.4 grams. So again, we will let the daily amount of fat be F. And here is the representation of just 12% of the total amount, means 12% of total fat will be equals to 8.4 grams. Again, we can simply solve it by dividing 12% by 100 times F equals 8.4 grams. And then after further simplification, we will get our final answer as 70. Means 70 gram of fat is recommended daily. Similarly, we can also find the total amount of saturates which is recommended. By the way, here it is just represented 15%, which is 2.9 gram. So let's find the total amount of saturates recommended. So let the daily amount is S. Then we will write according to the given information, that is 15% of S saturates is actually 2.9 grams. So to find the total amount of saturates that is recommended, we will again do the same process and we will get our final answer as 19.3 grams. Similarly, we can work out for the salt that is recommended. So after working out by using the same process, by going through with the same process, we will get the total amount of salt that is recommended is equal to 6.7 grams. So I will recommend that please solve it for the salt and apply the same procedure and try to get this answer. Now I will do its C part. In C part, it says the label says that 100 gram of pie would provide 349 kilocalories. Angela has lost the bit of the label with the total mass of pie. How many grams does the pie weigh? Here, actually, we want to find the total mass M provided by 232 kilocalories. So let's write the information that is given, that 349 kilocalories can be provided by 100 grams. Now we want to find that what mass can provide 232 kilocalories. So we have actually written the ratios and we have equated the ratios because the ratio does not change. So by cross multiplying, we will get 349m and 232 will be multiplied with 100. And finally, we will get our answer by taking the product of 232 and 100 divided by 349. And by using calculator, we can find our answer and we will get 66.5 grams, means to get these much calories, we need this much gram of pie. Now let's proceed to the next question. In question number 11, we have to solve these equations. So let's solve it. In A part, it is given 0.88, where 88 and these two digits are being repeated, means it's a recurring decimal. So first of all, let's find the fraction of 0.88. Let's do this process here. First of all, let's assume that 0.888 and up to so on is equal to y. We can multiply both sides by 10 to get the same decimal part as we have in this equation number 1. So after multiplication, we get 8.888 and up to so on. And on the right side, we get 10y. Now we can subtract equation number 1 from equation 2. We get 8, because all decimal part can be subtracted from the decimal part of equation 2, and everything will be removed. And on the right side, we get 9y. And finally, we can divide both sides by 9. We get the fraction as 8/9. Means 8/9 is equivalent to 0.888 and up to so on. So we can replace this with 8/9 plus x equals 1. For further simplification, we can bring this 8/9 on the right side, and then we can make the denominator same for further simplification, or we can also use the calculator to simplify. And finally, we will get our answer as 1/9. So x is equivalent to 1/9. Basically, here we can make the denominator same by assuming 1 as the denominator first of all, and then we can multiply with 9 there and 9 on the top as well. And then we will get 9 take away 8 as 1, and we will write the common denominator as 9. So this is the answer of A part. Now we can do B part over there. For B part, we will again need to write down these recurring decimals as fractions. So first of all, please convert these recurring decimals into fractions. I'm writing these recurring decimals as fractions directly because we have done a complete exercise and learned how to convert it. So that's why I will directly write down these fractions. So 0.35 basically is equivalent to 35/99 plus 0.7 and up to so on becomes 7/9 and times it with x, and then 0.7. And 0.7 is basically equivalent to 7/10. Now we can first bring this constant on the right side, and then we will solve for x. So 7/10 take away 35/99. We can use the calculator, and our right side will become equals to 343 divided by 990. And on the left side, we were having 7/9. Now we can multiply both sides by 9 to remove 9 from the left side. And we can divide both sides by 7 to remove 7 from the left side. And then we will get 343 times 9 and 990 times 7, because here 7 is being actually divided by this number. So finally, we will get our answer as 49/110. So I would recommend you to please try to convert these recurring decimals into fractions and then solve it. Thank you. This was all for today. You can ask your questions through comments.